It's Elaine with Shine. It's taking us to 19 minutes, just after, actually 20 minutes, just after 12 o'clock. If you have just joined us, welcome to the show. This is Culture Capital with Kia Boya, and we're heading into
Community Canvas.
And basically on Community Canvas, we take a look at businesses and individuals that are making a difference in terms of shaping the community. This is a space where we spotlight people and stories and ideas that are shaping our community. Today's conversation is rooted in something that many of us know all too well. Those moments when life happens, finances feel stretched, and essential needs don't wait. It's in those very moments that innovation is born, not just from opportunity, but from lived experience. Our guest today is part of a new wave of thinkers and builders who are reimagining how financial support shows up for everyday people. Through a solution-driven approach, they are helping individuals navigate real-life challenges with dignity, flexibility, and access. We're diving into the story behind Proseed Finance, a growing fintech solution that is designed to meet people where they are, offering support for essentials like electricity, data, and even medical care when it's needed most. But beyond the business, today is about the person, the purpose, and the impact. And we are chatting to Uleboheng. Uleboheng, welcome to Community Canvas.
Good day, Kia and the Culture Capital team. Thank you so much for having our team here. You're actually speaking to Melissa, who is the founder and visionary of Proseed Finance. Uleboheng is actually on sick leave today, and I'm going to be standing in for my great colleague and employee today.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you for clarifying that. So let's start with you. Let's get to know the person before the business. Who are you beyond the business?
Beyond the business, I'm a professional in Cape Town, and I'm a young black lady from Eastern Cape originally. And I found my passion in branding and design. So a few years after I had studied IT and landed opportunities within the Cape Town space, I found that there were a lot of people who were just willing to help me with my CVs, and I decided to, extend that. And it just led to, a hobby. I was doing now logos, websites, and, CVs for professionals.
Mm-hmm.
And through that, then, when they say that who you associate with, you actually become.
Yeah.
So I met amazing ladies, Lelo N, I'll never forget her. I worked with her on a project for about 2 years, and she completely changed my life. And one day when I was sitting, I had this vision of a platform that I wanted to create, which is Proseed Finance, and I wanted to provide advanced services, which we'll delve deeper into today.
Was there a defining moment that pushed you to start something like Proseed Finance?
The defining moments were actual moments when I myself as a professional, when you have worked so hard in your life, people expect you to always have funds in pocket right then. People do not, consider the fact that maybe you might have an investment with a certain bank that is sitting there on a Sunday, and maybe you might just want to, keep the lights on,
Yeah.
And for me, the actual, moment was when I needed now to say to a friend, hey, can you please lend me 50 rand because I need to buy electricity,
Yeah.
And particularly my sister, who's very strict with finances, when I did, reach out to her with regards to that, she would literally judge me that, girl, you're a professional, aren't you buying enough electricity? And that's when I said, you know what? Professionals need to be able to get advanced services when they need them in dignity, in privacy, Sometimes it's not that, these people don't have these funds. It's just that when you just need it, after 12 p.m., you cannot really transact with other banks. And I wanted to bridge the gap in that. And it was very clear for me, and it resonated with me. And so it was very much easy to execute and implement because it spoke to me exactly.
You speak about bridging a gap. What gap did you see in the market that others weren't addressing?
Well, I think we've got advanced services with, other banks. I'm sure you've seen on your app now, you're able to buy electricity in advance.
Yeah.
But for me, as a person who had medical aid, I found that my medical aid would run out, by June, especially if you've got 2 kids, the funds actually get depleted, and I wanted to bridge that gap. And I said, you know what, let me provide advanced services in the medical space. And so I was so happy to be provided an opportunity by Clinimed, which is a very reputable medical clinic within Cape Town and Johannesburg. And later, I was provided an opportunity to partner with Dr. Lisa Sibaga, who's running a dentistry in East London. She's literally just opened, and she's inspiring me so much. So with their partnership, we've made it possible for patients to get medical advance while, they still have the pain, the funds are depleted. What must happen then? Should they go to a public hospital? Should they go to a public institution? I mean, there's nothing wrong with public institutions there. I think South Africa has done great in terms of, improving those services, but we want to keep professionals, within, their preferred methods. So we've bridged that gap, and it has performed so well, and it's growing really, and it's something that I'd like people to actually be aware of, to say that if you need medical, advance, maybe today you're literally a lady who maybe needs to, needs contraception, you maybe need, anything that's going to assist with your mental health. Reach out to doctors on our platform and, get that in advance and then get to resolve it later when you can actually afford to.
I want us to chat about the structures that you've put in place in terms of paying back later. But I just want us to get into the actual description or definition of Proseed. For someone that's hearing about Proseed Finance for the first time, how would you describe the services or the what you do?
Okay, so Proseed is a fintech company which offers advanced essential services across industries such as electricity, airtime, data, medical advance, and now we've actually added one that I'm very passionate about, which is an educational advance. So we've extended and opened Proseed Academia, and we've partnered with a lady who teaches English as a foreign language in China. I taught English myself, and I was like, you know what, some people cannot afford these, TFL certifications that cost 1,200 because some are literally, graduates who just graduated, and maybe their parents can afford the certification, but they themselves might not have that fund. And so I want to then say, you know what, get a TFL certificate, get the education, and, get to pay later. So we are amongst industries, but our core is the essential services, which is getting electricity, keeping the lights on, right, so that you are productive at work. It is actually, making sure that your health is in good place, and, just getting connected, because literally everything is online. So I don't want anyone who's a cashier to be worrying about, that the electricity, is running out at home. And that is exactly what Proseed Finance aims to bridge.
Chat to me about your business model. It focuses on a pay later, particularly for essential services. So why would umama wasekhaya not go to Mashonis and pay them later and come to Proseed Finance? And what would the payment structure kind of be?
Thanks for that question, because, there are a lot of mashonisas that we know about. First of all, with the mashonisa, you're going to get high level of interest. I know mashonisas charge up to 40 to 50%. And we've actually partnered with a debit check service provider called QueenPay. Very proud to mention we've been with them for over, I think, almost a year, or if not over a year. And, they are actually a company that has taught us more than just being a merchant, right? We've learned, a lot. I myself, remember, I'm just a girl, and I've learned a lot in terms of compliance, NCR has regulations that you need to follow, right? And so our percentage and our interest rates are so minimal that, it allows you to get that, service, responsibly. So we encourage responsible lending rather than just going, for people to just get advances. Also in that, our model focuses on education, because I looked at the model and I said, okay, everyone is happy with, us actually, providing advances. I mean, the integration with QueenPay has been seamless. And I said that, how are we educating our clients? And we've actually integrated a budgeting tool within our platform so that you say that, okay, you know what, even if I'm lending this 2,000 Rand, what am I going to do with it, right? Am I going to use it, in a responsible way, or am I just going to go and blow it? So we continuously trying, to, build our business model. We improve it every day. We learn and unlearn a few things every day. Like I said, this is a business, right? And for me, it didn't start off as a business. It started off as a passion. And thankful to the people that I've partnered and collaborated with who actually have the same, mindset. I've actually been able to achieve, this far. And still learning really,
Yeah, because the learning never stops. Please do stay. Please do stay on the line. I quickly want us to chat a bit about what makes your approach different from traditional lending or credit systems. But we quickly have to jump into news headlines, and then we'll be back to chat a bit more about Proseed.
Thank you.
938 News.
In the headlines, the KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Ntantla Mkhwanazi's contract will be renewed for another 5-year term. And the Independent Policing Union of South Africa has urged law enforcement authorities in the country to introduce what it calls exit vetting measures. These are more stories at the top of the hour.
Ish, this day needs help.
Yeah, no. You need a proper cup of coffee, hey? At Coffee Unplugged, we've been keeping South African coffee lovers smiling since 2002. We sell and rent coffee machines, and we roast fresh coffee beans daily. Because stale coffee, you never. From businesses and hotels to guest houses, conference centers, and your home. If coffee matters to you, we're your people.
Sure. Now that's a cup of coffee.
Call 0861 Coffee, that's 0861 Coffee, and get plugged in. Coffee Unplugged, the office coffee specialists.
Culture Capital with Kia Boya. 938 Community Canvas.
It is Community Canvas, and we're chatting to one of the founders of Proseed Finance Profile. And let's chat about your approach and what makes it different from traditional lending or credit systems.
Going into the news actually got me to really think about, our unique approach, and, it stood out, and actually this one came, by with regard to, it came by through our employees, who sit in the VAL as well as, KZN, which I'm so thankful to have in the team.
Yeah.
As we actually looked at our approach, we said, okay, if we're going to offer short-term, advances, they're probably going to be for 1 month or 2 months, and what we've done in our approach is we look at the affordability of our clients, right? We've got different clients coming from different backgrounds, with different profiles and, credit scores. And what we do is we look at their affordability and we try and, break it down further, to make sure that, we accommodate them. So ours is not to just say that, okay, you know what, month end, you just need interest. We literally and truly, take time to say that if this person is earning this much, these are the expenses that they have. We take it up to ourselves to say, we're going to split this, repayment so that it's easier for our client to repay this item. Because remember, a lot of times people don't pay loans just because they do not want to. Sometimes the amount just becomes too high. And then that's when, the bouncing of the debit checks, happens, and that's where you have to now do resubmissions. So for us, we've literally made sure that we do the splitting method. So that's what really sets us apart. We care about, our people, we don't just, put a mandate just because, it's another number. We really look into their affordability and try and accommodate them as much as we can.
And, I know your business model is focused on lending, but how do you as Proseed ensure that clients don't fall into cycles of debt? Because it's quite easy for me to be like, I'm going to blow my money and rely on Proseed.
Again, it's going to seem like I'm mentioning them so much. We've got a very great, integration service, QueenPay, which actually tracks, the behavior of the lenders. First of all, we've got different flags within the system. We flag, a user if, they're not a good payer, for instance. So we look at those patterns, right, through that platform, and we are able to get reports on dashboards in real time of each client in terms of how much their account balance is. Now, we try and not go over that balance because, again, we're not out to get our people into more debt. I mean, I myself, I was in debt at some point, and I'm so proud to say through, this business and through, Queen Pay, I actually closed off, my debt. And it's something that I still, can't say because I'm like, oh my goodness, is it really done?
Yeah.
So debt for me is something that is very close into my heart. And so when we lend, that is the first idea that I have. I think of that person, I think of the user. But more than anything, Proseed Finance is more than just, an advanced service. It is really, a platform that just offers those essential services. As we said, we offer essential services, and you should only be able really to borrow if you just need medical care. So, yeah, I hope that answers your question.
I mean, you've mentioned how you've grown, rapidly over time. What do you think contributed to that growth?
What contributed to that growth was the partnership that I had done when we started off. Remember, I'm just an individual, and I got into a partnership that actually helped in terms of growing the business. Also, just employing the right people, right? I've got people who are for the business. Like I said, I've got my other commitments, but I actually have people who actually call and say, you know what, improve this in the system, As a result, we had to promote our finance administrator to systems analyst because she is the one who actually said, you know what, this is the gap in the system. Our users might be experiencing this. And I think that is exactly what has actually made Proseed to grow to what it has become. And again, who you partner with, who you work with, those people who partnered with, some of those partnerships are no longer there, but those who have actually had impact in the business, literally, those are the, partners that actually drove the business to become what it is today. And I'll never literally take those people for granted.
Yeah.
Because really that's how the business has, come this far.
Yeah, absolutely. And, there's probably somebody sitting at home thinking, I am not too sure about this. How do you ensure you build trust with your clients, especially because you're working in the finance space?
Yes. So we have a WhatsApp chat. One would have never thought that a WhatsApp support chat would actually, be in a financial space. But unlike other banks, we allow our clients to speak to us, through WhatsApp chat. We're very open as well. There are instances sometimes where we have to have, maybe a refund to clients. And we try and be open with our clients to say, okay, you know what, this is our ETA. And also we are transparent. So everything on our system is built so that the client is able to view exactly what they're getting themselves into. So our interest rate is written on the platform, so they will never have any hidden fees that we do not make them aware of prior making that decision to get that advance. So that is our trust. Also, our platform, our website, which I've built, it really, when you look at it, it speaks trust, and I know that you'll say, what does a website have to do, with trust? But in terms of the security that was built within the platform, it is very secure. We make sure that we keep integrity in terms of our client data, and also with the systems that we've integrated with, we make sure that we do our due diligence to make sure that they're secure, that there's privacy, again, continuously just letting our employees know that this is personal information that we are dealing with. Those are the little things that we do to build that trust, and every day we try and improve in that space.
Of course. And if people are looking to find your business, where can they find you?
Okay, so Proseed is spelled as PRO-SEED. PRO-SEED. So Proseed, it's like a seed that grows, right?
Yeah.
So you can find us on www.proseedfinance.com. And at proseedfinance.com, we've got all our offerings there: electricity, airtime, medical visits, as well as the doctors that we've partnered with. We also now have integrated Proseed Academia on there. So you'll be able to find Proseed Academia on there. So if you're a professional who's currently looking to revamp their CV, or you want us to apply on your behalf, or you just want to, get a TFL certificate and teach English online from home, then literally you'll find all those services under that one link.
Thank you so much. And can we also find you on social media?
Yes, so we are on Instagram as Proseed Finance. We are also on TikTok as Proseed Finance. Those are the two platforms that we're on at the moment. We've actually just gotten a social media manager and a salesperson, Maggie, who's going to be interacting with you guys there. So I hope that you guys do follow the pages, that, you look forward to some of the content that we are creating there. We've been very intentional as well, Kia, in terms of, our quality. We got a studio, Mano Media, in Johannesburg, and we said, Mano Media, we are this fintech company and we want to create content, but we just really want it to be clean and crisp, and they've assisted us to do that. So please be on the lookout this week. We will be posting some of those videos there. So excited. So I get so excited, Kia, about these things. I'm not going to start now, because if I start, then I'll never stop. Yeah.
And we have to let you go. But thank you so much. I think, your business is an example of a business that is deeply rooted in helping and assisting and uplifting community. And keep doing what you're doing. We absolutely appreciate the work that you do.
Yeah, I really truly appreciate this opportunity. When I reached out to you on TikTok and sent the profile, I really, I'm really thankful to be part of this call today. It really does mean a lot to us as Proseed Finance. And thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah, I wish you all the best, and I hope in 5 years' time we will be having a different conversation.
Thank you, Sissy.
Thank you. Have a fantastic one. It's 19 minutes just before 1 o'clock. We were chatting to a lady from Proseed FinTech, and I think it's so beautiful, the work that they're doing. We're going to be heading back into music. Here's a little bit of a throwback.